Nancy, Guthrie, thank you. We'll take some questions. It's like I said earlier, we're looking at all the leads, and we don't know. We're going to assume both sides of that. We're going to look at both sides of that. We do not. Just no clue. It could have been one, it could have been more. Let me get, 1 second. We hope we are. We hope we are.
Sheriff, said earlier that you don't believe there's a wider risk to the public. If you're not sure if it's targeting you, why do you believe it's not?
Well, we have crime in Tucson all the time, right? Like any city. And so when you say a threat to the public, is there somebody out there who's kidnapping elderly people in the middle of the night every night? We've not heard that. We don't believe that's the case. We do believe that Nancy was taken from her home against her will, and that's where we're at.
Sheriff, when you reference violence at the site, can you elaborate on that? And also, was there sign of forced entry, any valuables taken, any bags or ATM card used or offers?
We're not getting into that.
Yes, that's Officer Frank Poncherello.
We gathered all the evidence we could, to include looking for what? Fingerprints, DNA, camera images, everything you can imagine, and we gathered that out. Those things have been submitted forward to labs, to technological companies to help us, and we're like you. We're waiting for those returns to come back.
Did you find DNA in the offer on that house? The window of time when she was last seen to report missing. I know you guys are asking for help from the public. Is there any way to narrow down what time you might be up? Like, I know there was a report about a pacemaker being at around 2 o'clock in the morning. Is there any way to indicate to people, hey, look around 1 a.m., 2 a.m. to help them?
I really don't want to get into narrowing down the time, because narrowing it down means we can miss some tips and leads. We're working with the data we've submitted for investigative analysis. We're working to see if that time can be tightened up. But for now, we're going with what we told you earlier. She was dropped off at 9:30, and she was found to be missing at about 11 o'clock Sunday morning. Let me get this one first. We've submitted all kinds of samples for DNA, and we've gotten some back, but nothing to indicate any suspects.
Anybody strange in the neighborhood? I know you're looking at videos of surveillance cameras, and we should be looking out at different cars.
I have nothing in that regard. We have all kinds of investigative leads we're working on.
Sheriff, we noticed that the camera on the front of the house is missing. Do you believe the perpetrator?
Oh, nobody knows.
We're looking into that as well. Yes, sir. The scene is done. We're done with the residents. If we need to go back to get, maybe we want to do something with some other piece of evidence there.
Hey, hit the like and subscribe button, will you?
Turn that over to the family. I don't have the time, but it was sometime yesterday, I believe. No, ma'am. No. 9:45, 9:30, 9:45, we were told she was left at her home by the family. At 11 o'clock in the morning, the family got notice from somebody at church that she was not at church. They went to the home, found her to be missing. That's the timeline. From Saturday night, 9:45, we'll say, to Sunday morning, 11 o'clock. Then get somebody back here, please. That's the family. Oh, from the church as well. We're doing all kinds of interviews, yes, I'm sure we have.
Have you been able to access with the camera cameras on the house?
But that's all been submitted, and we're doing our best with those companies who own those cameras or built those cameras.
They also released those videos from the cameras as well. So they plan to release the video from the cameras so then put it on.
We don't even have them yet, so no. not at this time. It's a lack of investigation.
Report of a suspicious man you brought down last week, is that anything you guys are aware of?
I'm not aware of it. My detectives may be, there's a lot of detective work being done, and I just can't get into those weeds or even discuss with you what they may not have learned. Yes, ma'am. Well, you know, that's getting into my own local politics. I apologize. Yes, the board 2 weeks ago denied a request for more cameras, more drones, more AI capabilities with our own body worn cameras. All those things, you know, you'd have to talk to the board. I'm not, probably not the right time to go into this. Let me get somebody else here. Yes. Do we believe? We don't know where she is, so we're like any investigation, you start from the point of where we last saw her.
Nobody knows, Stacy. Nobody knows.
As far as we can go. There are concerns at the house that concerned us from the early on part of this investigation, and that's all I will tell you. Yes, ma'am. You know, our investigative team has looked into all of those things, and that has not been brought to my attention, so she may.
This guy doesn't really seem to know a lot,
I'm not aware.
What is the extent of collaboration with federal government, obviously?
and he's in charge. What the fuck?
He's rolling in this was in our search and rescue mission where we constantly use them. They have great dogs too. Our dogs aren't tracking dogs for this. Theirs are. And so they came out and did that. Anybody else though that we asked for help from, whether it's the FBI, I know if we needed help from CBP or DEA or ATF, they would gladly give it. I've heard from leadership from all sorts of agencies, not just at the federal level, but across the state. Every one of them saying, Sheriff, you need anything, we're here.
So you obviously said investigators went, they gone deep and found suspicious circumstances. When the family called or report her missing, did they say anything about
I don't know that. That I don't know. Let me, hang on, let me make sure I'm getting some different people here.
Reporter Savannah Guthrie's mom was taken.
I'm not saying there's blood inside that house or outside that house. What I'm saying is our team that processed the scene like you would.
And the hunt is on.
We go in and we process it. We look for things like that, blood, DNA, any kind of physical evidence, fingerprints, anything. And all of that is gathered and submitted to a lab. That lab will report back to us what they find. So far, what we found from that lab is nothing that would tell us this is who did this.
We'll take a couple more questions and then Sheriff's got to go.
No, I cannot.
Come on.
That's what I tell them. How come I don't have this? Where's my evidence? It is a process, and I'm sorry, but you know, we're grateful that there's large corporations and companies who have bent over backwards to help us, to say, hey, sure, tell us what you need. And so, yeah, I can't slam them. And we've asked them. They know the urgency here, but I'm like you. What do you mean I don't know that now? Yeah, it's tough.
You were asked if there was any ransom, and you didn't say no, you said we're following all leads. Does that mean a ransom has come in?
We're following all leads we have. That's all I can tell you. We've got hundreds of leads, and it's from you that produce those leads by telling people we need help, and I'm grateful for that. But I'm not going to get into all that. We have a team designated to deal with all of our leads. They're looking into all of that. We are sharing all of our leads with the FBI. They are helping us in evaluating those leads, that how good they are, where that priority should be. And so we're just, look, I know you guys are doing your job and you're doing a great job, but we have a job to do too, and I really need to back away from this for a while, and we'll see you, unless something breaks. Unless something breaks, we'll see you Thursday morning. PIO will give you a time frame, I'm guessing somewhere around 11:30.
That's it. Hey, thank you.
I need your emails if you are not on the email list, get with me in the corner, I'll be right back to your website, okay?
She is reporter Savannah Guthrie's mom. And she is currently missing. Thank you, Andrew Jacobs.
Yeah, let's go downstairs. Yes.
Okay, well, that's the end of the press conference. Maybe the most useless press conference of all time on Nancy Guthrie. And so, for those of you wondering, reporter Savannah Guthrie's mom was, they believe, kidnapped Saturday into Sunday morning, and the hunt is on. They don't know if it's a Savannah Guthrie stalker, a band. Is it ICE related? Who knows? She's a pretty famous reporter. I mean, you know, I did go to sleep for a little bit. So, I mean, I wouldn't say nobody watches, bro. People definitely watch her. She's pretty famous in the TV reporting world. So, for those of you just tuning in, I am not an early riser for the most part. But when I've been on TV shows and whatnot, yeah, you too, Stacy. Thanks for tuning in. I can get up early, no problem. So they don't know, at least they're not telling us they don't know who took them. But it's funny, on last night's stream, I was saying how hard it is to commit crime these days because, everyone has a Ring camera, there's intersection cameras, there are cameras all over the place. So I'm pretty sure they'll have footage, if they don't have it already, of the crime, get a license plate. I mean, someone brought up that the home is close to the border because this happened in Arizona. They don't know if it's related to that. Apparently, her mom has a pacemaker. There was a dog that seems to be disappeared. So who knows? This is probably going to dominate the news this week. I mean, it is kind of scary that someone could just be scooped up from their home and just gone. But seeing that her daughter is a pretty big celebrity in the news world, I think that they will find her. I mean, it is kind of a weird. I mean, if you were to have a pool of who's next to be kidnapped, what celebrity, I don't think Savannah Guthrie's mom would be high up on. You might even say Savannah Guthrie might be next, but certainly not the mom. So hopefully she's all right. And I don't know. I mean, Savannah Guthrie, she's a network news person, so she makes good money. But I just don't see them getting away with this. I mean, there's just too many cameras around. Yeah, I mean, right now it's been, let me see, let's say Sunday morning. When I say Sunday morning, I mean 2 a.m. So Monday. It's been 48 hours. So 48 hours without medicine I'm not sure how old the mom is. I think she's probably in her 70s at least. It's getting, that 72 to 96 hours is probably the range where not having her medicine would affect her gravely in some cases. So, and for those of you wondering, Earl, what the hell are you talking about this for? I'm a stand-up comic, but I'm a news junkie. So sometimes I like to report on the news in a comic twist. Not too much funny about this situation. I think the next video I'll do will have something to do with the Epstein files. And, that's a little more in my wheelhouse in terms of trying to be funny. Hey, while you're here, though, hit the like and subscribe button. That helps the channel grow. Check out my stand-up comedy clips. And, I'll be at the Comedy Store this Saturday night. If you're in Los Angeles, come on down. I'll take care of it. And, 85. Okay. I don't know much about this case, but 85, that's even probably, you can knock off the 96 hour and go, 48 to 72 hours without your medicine could be, especially if a pacemaker is involved, that's tough. So, hopefully they can, find her. I mean, like I said, there's so many cameras in today's society that you can't drive 2 blocks without being followed by probably 100 cameras. So, yeah, I mean, I don't want to become a news reporting channel, but it is kind of a interesting story that a famous news reporter's mom would be kidnapped. So, yeah, I mean, the protests and riots in Minnesota and Los Angeles, I will go back to those when necessary. Thank goodness Philip Anschutz didn't show up on the files. Josh Harris and Ted Leon's that's that we know of. I mean, I can't believe a stand-up comic hasn't been found on the Epstein files. Yes, no Kings. No Los Angeles Kings have been on the Epstein files. So, I mean, I could guess what comics would end up on the Epstein files list. So, I think you guys could probably guess who I'm guessing. But, he had dirt on everyone. I've seen, various analysis on Epstein saying he worked for the Mossad or he worked for Russian. So who knows? Who knows? Steve Bannon, think someone said Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah, I mean, I thought, okay, she's maybe got. Um, I did not, Sasha. Uh, maybe she just opened the door and walked off, with the dog, and she fell down and the dog took off or something. But yeah, right now it definitely looks like signs of forced entry, and so we'll have to hope that that is not the case, but it's looking like it is. Um, I mean, you have to guess that, I mean, stand up comics are the horniest fucking species on the planet. So I'm going to guess some famous comics were on that. Either plane or the island or both. I mean, you put young women in front of a horny stand-up comic, it's like the bulls of Pamplona running around. So it will be interesting to see who pops up on that list. And, probably some of the comics aren't big enough to go after. I mean, I've known, I mean, if Seinfeld's on the list, they said Chris Rock might be on the list. Those are guys who are going to maybe have a deposition in their future. So, YouTube did ban me for 24 hours. Very strange. I'm not sure. Hold on, let me get my energy drink. I've never heard of a YouTube ban for 24 hours. I mean, usually it's 7 days. Like Kevin Brennan got 7 days once. I've heard 14 days. I've heard a month. So, it was very strange. They sent me the timestamp and the alleged offense I did. I did not see the offense at all. So that tracks to either an AI bot made a mistake, and how are you going to argue with an AI bot, or a troll reported my channel just to do it, which is unfortunate because that particular stream I was well on my way to like 50,000 views, which would help my channel a lot. So it's just nothing I could do about it. It's unfortunate. And they don't really tell you exactly what you did wrong, and they basically leave you in the weeds. So YT's customer service gets an F. I dealt with an AI bot and 2 humans, and all 3 were basically like, yeah, we're going to suspend you. And I'm like, I said to the 2 humans, well, for how long? Can you give me a ballpark anyway? And they're like, no. And both said that it could be permanent. So I was like panicking, like, oh my God. So it's definitely a momentum stop. But, there's nothing I can do about it other than just start streaming. And, they said it was something to do with their policy about guns or something. So I just didn't see what they said was in the stream. So, but what can I do? I mean, I basically had 3 appeals rejected, and the first appeal was rejected literally in 30 seconds. So I don't know how they could look at it in 30 seconds, but I mean, that's what I think happened, but it was still just a pain in the ass. Because even when I got the penalty or the suspension, it said no penalty. So I was like, oh, well, that's kind of weird. Well, I know if you show nudity in any capacity, you're done for life on YouTube. I definitely didn't do that. Um, and like I said, I've never heard of a 24-hour ban. So, unfortunately, that's when the trolls have the power. You can report any channel, and YouTube's probably gonna believe the reporter. So, I mean, I don't have many trolls. Even the trolls I have are, relatively cool. They just bust balls a little bit, but there's not a lot that I can do. It's either you keep streaming or you don't. I'm just glad that it was not a permanent ban. But, open forum today, right now, we could talk Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. We could talk Epstein files. We could talk my YouTube ban. We could talk the newest short I just released. Check it out if you want. And, we're the stream that is about everything and nothing at the same time. So, welcome aboard the Earl world. I hope that you find me entertaining in some capacity. I wonder how big the legal team of Google is. I'm going to assume it's pretty big. Eric from PEI, yo, 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 yo. What's up, buddy? I mean, legally, I don't think I really had any, you know, case. I mean, what can I do? I'm certainly not going to take on, the Google legal team. I mean, I didn't do anything wrong, but, there's not much. You gotta know when to fold them, So, and I'm definitely not going to take on YouTube. Um, it's unfair, to be honest with you. So, it's just, what can you do? We don't do bringer shows in here. This is a non-bringer show stream, my friend. I don't ask you guys to do anything other than hit the like and subscribe button and enjoy yourselves. Interesting, Jenna. Interesting. Just looking up some. All CNI, do I know you? All CNI, do I know you? You sound like you know me. Were you a waiter or waitress at the world famous comedy store? Who might you be, my friend? Who might you be? I do not think the earth is flat. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying I don't think it's flat. I mean, if it was flat, I think we'd know by now. I mean, Tyler, we don't do the religious humor in here, so I might have to send you to Ray DeVito's stream. No, it's not flat. So, every picture of the earth is round. So, I mean, come on. Show me a picture of a flat earth. Show me the picture. Why Well, it's not flat. I mean, you guys, what do you guys think? What channel do you think this is? The Alex Jones Power Hour? What are you guys about to tune into Michael Savage or something? Um, Come on now. All right, I don't know if I see you have comedian in your name. You know, two comedians talking about the flat Earth is you might have to go to Shuli Igor's stream. Where do you do comedy, baby? I'm in Los Angeles, California. I mean, dude, I'm not. You know, this is the wrong stream for you, guy. I mean, I'm not. It's not up for me to show you a picture of a round Earth. Um, Come on now. I do not believe in the Bible. I think the Bible is just a bunch of made up stories to prove Jesus is, you know, it's fiction. The Bible's fiction. Um, what up, Richard Kish? Do you believe in nudity? Not on this channel. I'll tell you that much right now. We don't do the nudity humor in here. So, you know, this is a family-friendly stream in here. We don't do the nudity stuff. You know, I'm just trying to entertain you guys on a Tuesday morning. I'm working on something in New York, but certainly don't want to fly back there in this weather. I mean, the only way I would come to New York right now would be if I got Gutfeld, which I've made some inroads in that regard. But right now, it's just LA-based gigs, voiceover gigs, and West Coast gigs. You know, for me to fly to the East Coast, it has to be a lot of money, and frankly, not a lot of gigs. Um, you know, I'm in that weird level of, I hate saying fame, but fame or notoriety where I'm not unknown, but I'm not known. So those Gutfeld's a show on Fox. You know, I just get paid where I barely break even. So I'm not gonna fly to New York to break even. Those days are well, Fox might be a joke, dude, but they have a great show for stand-up comics to go on. So, and it's not, you don't have to be a Republican or a right winger to get on the show. So, I think they actually prefer someone like me who is in the middle. So, um, sorry if you don't like the the show, but I'm still going to do it. What's up, ACDC in the motherfucking house? To be honest with you, I don't like either party. So, I mean, they're all full of shit. Yeah, I mean, Gutfeld would be huge for me to get on. I mean, it would just help me. It's not stand-up comedy per se, but it's a show that a lot of people watch, a lot of bookers watch. Rogan probably watches it. So that's just the way it works in my world. You get on one show and then other shows want you. And I think I would do good on it. You know, I don't see any way where I would not do well on it. But you never know. I mean, there's no guarantee. I might be on a panel with, you know, someone I don't have chemistry with. You know, it's four people on the panel, so I've certainly seen episodes where it's not that funny because the people just didn't have timing and they interrupted each other. It's not really it's kind of like a news show in the style of Chelsea lately, where Gutfeld is the ringleader, and he throws it to he throw it to Earl. Hey Earl, you're related to RFK. What do you think about him? I'm like, that voice, stuff like that. So, well, it might be a bullshit show, but it's a popular show for comics to go on. So right now, I can't be that picky, bro. I can't be like, I don't want to do that show. Yeah, it's like politically incorrect, maybe done in a little more tongue-in-cheek style. I mean, where Bill Maher is a little more serious, like this is a serious news show. Gutfeld's, I think, in on the joke. So we'll see what happens. I'd love to get on it, because it would help me more in LA comedy and other shows. I think I could see a scenario where Hinchcliffe's watching it. I do well on it, and he tells Rogan, "Hey, Earl just killed on Gutfeld. Have him on," or something to that effect. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's not going to make you famous. I mean, I don't think anyone on Gutfeld is like a superstar, but it absolutely helps people. I mean, you look at Jamie Lasalle, who is a very funny comic. He was I think he's from Buffalo, if I'm not mistaken. He was like a road comic. He took over for my gig, opening up for Rob Schneider, and now he plays theaters. So it could do that for me. I would go from virtually an unknown comic or whatever you want to call me to playing theaters, small theaters, but still, they're bigger venues than what I currently play now. So we'll see. Trust me, you guys will know. If I get it, you guys will be the first to know, brothers. But until then, I'll take my weekly spots at the Comedy Store, and hopefully get on a big cartoon. I'm up for a pretty big cartoon on a certain network, so that would be nice to get. Um, you just keep on. You throw it. My business. You throw enough shit on the wall, and something sticks. Yeah, and I think that I would stand out on Gutfeld, because I'd be in the leather pants, and it'd be like, who the fuck is this guy? We've never heard of this guy. He's in his mid-50s, and he dresses like, you know, Gene Simmons. But I mean, I'm also not the only comic trying to get on Gutfeld. So, but I've got some pretty important people making some calls, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think, I do believe in manifestation to a degree. So, do you think that Trump is good for this country? I mean, I think all presidents are good and bad. They do good, they do bad. I mean, frankly, you know, being president, it's not the most powerful position. It's the House and Senate that really have the power to outvote one person. I mean, the president can veto stuff, but um, I think he's under-delivered on certain things, like the wall. Wall's not even halfway built. Um, I mean, ICE could definitely be handled better. It's just not a good look. Um, I mean, I'm for the idea of ICE is, keeping the country safe and keeping illegals out, but shooting American citizens on TV, it's not a good look, no matter what side of the fence you're on. So, um, you know, just the way, I mean, as great as Ronald Reagan is, he was not good on, say, the AIDS crisis, not good at all. But he was good for the economy. So, that's my honest opinion, Mr. Don Hates Trumbo. Um, Explain, Zachary. You know, I mean, no president's perfect. Um, you know, they're all good in some areas and bad, and it depends on if the House and Senate are the same party. Um, you know, otherwise it's just a traffic jam. You know, if you have a Democratic president and a Republican House, it's just going to be a war to get things done, and vice versa. So, dismantle NATO. You telling me to do it? I got no. I can't even get on Gutfeld. How the hell am I supposed to dismantle NATO? Um, well, I mean, I don't know if I would say we had zero border crossings, ACDC, but um, you know, I just believe that all presidents do good and bad. You know, so you know, I think the Epstein files release has been not handled great. Um, this is Rump. It's actually Trump, not Rump. Well, I mean, you have to watch out for. Well, I mean, the stock market's at an all-time high. I mean, it's almost at 50,000. Like that's for someone like me who has money in the market. That's good. Um, so, you know, and I think he's a bit of a wild card. So, you know, he keeps some countries in check. It wasn't up to 50,000. Like, you know, you don't like Trump, you don't like Trump. You know, but to say he's done no good, listen, I don't like him as a person, but like just judging him on his job, you know, the stock market is at an all-time high. You can't say that Biden was responsible for that. I mean, at some point, the current president gets to take responsibility for the good and the bad. Um, so, you know, but you know, see, here's the thing. You know, you're saying, well, Permaseal finishing 499. Nick Rekieta picked a fight with KB. KB showed how lethal and angry or professional comic can be. It was glorious because it wasn't fair. Well, I mean, you know, I've been hearing remnants of that Permaseal. Permaseal, I don't do the ray gun anymore just because we're taking a break from showing any weapons on my stream. Um, you know, that's the thing. People try and go up against a professional comedian, and Kevin is more than just a professional comedian. He's a 30 plus year successful comic. So you take someone like Nick Rekieta, he's got a popular channel. Um, so, but he's not. It's you know Kevin will bombard him. He's not ready. What up, Seven? Hey everyone, hit the like and subscribe button. You know we're not really talking about the Nancy Guthrie story anymore right now because the press conference didn't really do much. Not a lot of updates. The guy in charge, he didn't really seem to know a lot. But so if you're tuning in for a Nancy Guthrie talk, it's pretty much over. They haven't found her, at least according to the sheriff. You know, they're not going to tell us what's really going on. But right now, she is still missing. We're coming upon a little over 48 hours. So, you know, if any breaking news happens in that regard, I'll go live again. And then, you know, we delved into a little bit of the Epstein files. Um, so, you know, it's just an open forum stream right now. We'll go about another 15 minutes, guys. Um, yeah, politicians stink, man. Both parties stink. You know, I mean, I'm out here in California, you know, run by the great Gavin Newsom. I'd like to thank Gavin Newsom for allowing the homeless gentleman outside my condo to build a 7-story tent. Oh, that's a Skakel classic joke there. Thank you very much. You know, it's The thing about California is it's a Democratic state. You know, Democratic House, Democratic Senate. Most of the mayors are Democratic. Lieutenant governors, Democratic. Um, you know, there's no excuse for Newsom to not get everything done he wants done, and he still can't get it done. Permaseal Finishing, $1.99. You said it, KB trolls the trolls like no other. It's really brilliant. You know, like I read most of the free questions, if not all of them. Kevin doesn't read any of them. He basically gets you so worked up to talk to him that you have to pay him to talk to him. So if you want to say, uh, you know, Neil's funnier than you, you're not going to read it. You want to say Neil's funnier than you, $10, he'll read it. So it's really quite. I mean, I think how I said it is it's brilliant. He trolls the trolls. Um, no, it's really not pathetic at all, Go Fish. You know, both parties stink. They do. They both tell you what you want them to say, and then when you get them elected, they turn their back on you. Both parties do it. You're a fool if you don't think both parties are in on the same gig. California is not thriving. I live here. It ain't thriving, bro. It's increased crime, increased poverty, increased homelessness, uh, overdevelopment of most cities, traffic. It's a joke. So, I mean, maybe you live in California and you have a different view of what I see every day, but it's not thriving. Gas prices are through the roof. And if you have to put 91 gas in your tank, good luck. It's $100 to fill up your tank. How many people can afford that? I mean, I make good money and I can barely afford to live out here. You know? So it's, I don't know what part of California you're looking at, but go to San Francisco. Check out San Francisco if you think California's thriving. You got people shitting in the streets. You know, people. I mean, it's. You must be looking at a very small part of California to say it's thriving. Earl Skakel Live, where you know this is a variety show basically. We started off talking about the Savannah Guthrie's mom Nancy being kidnapped. We delved in a little bit into the Epstein files, and now we're talking about the shithole that is California. Why do you think Rogan moved? Now, obviously, none of us are making Rogan money, but like so many people who make money are leaving California because the taxes are too high. It's the highest sales tax in the country. You know, I mean, I love it out here because of you know what I do. I have to live out here, but you know, you can't be a voiceover artist in you know Belgrade, Montana. Yeah, I mean, I'll take it. I mean, 55, 53 people, whatever. It's a lot for me. I mean, bro, I don't know. I don't know if you're a troll or like people are fleeing this state, and most of them are not poor people. They're rich people who are sick of being overtaxed. I mean, the roads. Drive in Los Angeles on any street. Not a street I'm directing you to drive on where I know it's bad. Drive on the freeways. There's potholes. The infrastructure stinks. I mean, it's not a lot of positives to living in LA. Hollywood has left Hollywood. Most major films and TV shows are filmed in either Canada or Atlanta. So, yeah, you're definitely smoking weed or something. I mean, you seem locked in on Trump. Um, you know, I think most politicians are pieces of shit because they lie to your face and you pay their salaries to boot. It's like literally paying someone to fuck your girlfriend. You know, that's exactly the feeling I get. And that's why I don't vote much anymore. Um, oh, yeah, I mean, it's ACDC. It's brutal. And I can't stand Newsom. And I have a feeling that he's going to be our next president. And a lot of people are like, you don't know what you're talking about. I just, in a debate, he's slick, man. Vance is stiff. The only time I've never seen Vance not stiff was when he went on Rogan. So, because for what I do for work, LA is the best place in my opinion. Now, don't get me wrong, Brad. I'm not saying I hope he wins. I'm just saying, I'm a realistic voter or person, and I just, I think Vance will have a lot of baggage to clean up, and he's got a lot of targets that Newsom can hone in on. Permaseal finishing, $1.99. Rich people have choices. That's why they can leave. Yeah, but I mean, I think California, you're right, Permaseal finishing, and thank you very much. But I think that California would be thriving if some of the rich people didn't leave. And I think, if you just take Hollywood, Tulsa King, the Stallone film on Paramount Plus, could have been filmed in LA. Instead, they got tax breaks in Atlanta, so they filmed it there. A lot of TV shows are filmed in Vancouver. If you just bought half the shows who film in Toronto, Vancouver, and Atlanta back to LA, LA's economy would be thriving. I mean, you're talking millions and millions, maybe even $1 billion worth of productions have left the state because they don't get the tax breaks here. Commercials are filmed out of state. I just had a job offer for a commercial that easily could have been filmed in Los Angeles. Instead, filmed in Arizona. It's all good, Jack Lowe. We can agree to disagree on many things. The first season, I believe it was filmed in Atlanta. And then I think someone told me the last season was filmed in Oklahoma and maybe even Texas. So, I mean, I think Charlie Kirk, rest in peace, was too controversial to get some of the mainstream voters, obviously, it's unfortunate what happened to him, but I don't think he would have been a good VP. He's just too far right for a lot of people. You got to have someone be a bit of a centrist, someone who plays both sides a little bit. Because you just can't, the problem with, Vance is he's going to get the Trump vote for the most part, but you can't, the problem with the Trump vote is it doesn't really expand outside that. But, it's like Kiss fans. Kiss fans they're a great fan base, but there's not a lot of people who buy Kiss albums that aren't that fan base. So that's why Kiss never really had like a huge selling album. Like Metallica has like 10 million, 20 million selling albums, Def Leppard, Bon Jovi, because yes, those bands had fan bases, but also people outside the fan base bought the albums. I think that's going to be Vance's problem, is people outside the Trump vote he's going to struggle with. But we'll see. I mean, it's going to... well, I mean, we certainly have some political discussions happening in here. Let's just keep it clean, keep it clean. We can all have an opinion. And, no need to yell and whatnot. Well, that's what I'm saying. He needs to get that vote outside the Trump fan base, the people who are in the middle like me. I'm in the middle. My vote is for sale. Sales pitch me what you're going to do for me. And if I like it, you got my vote. So, and there's a lot of people in the middle because there's a lot of people who are sick of politics and they're sick of the game and they're sick of the lies from both parties. So that's why I think Newsom will be, he's a better salesman than Vance. And that's all politics is salesmanship. Um, well, that's the thing though. They're not sub $3, at least in my part of the country. I mean, 91 gas right now is about $5.50. Well, if you vote for honesty, both sides lie. So it's like who lies the least, I guess. You know, that's why Clinton and Obama won. They were fucking great salespeople. You know, I mean, McCain was too real. He was too honest. That's crazy to say that a politician is too honest, but you know, I mean, Bob Dole was a legend, but like too honest and just too old school. And, you know, I mean, just to win in politics, especially at the presidential level, you got to be a bullshitter. You got to be, it's funny because the movie was based somewhat around him running for office, but you got to be Kurt Russell in used cars. I mean, it's tough to live in California. I mean, and I make good money with my voiceovers and comedy and family investments. I mean, I live a good life, and I'm not saying I'm struggling. I'm not, but like, you know, I definitely have to cut back on things, you know, with gas being what it is. I mean, shit, when I drove to Vegas for a gig and the guy offered me what he offered me, I'm like, bro, I'm going to need $200 alone for gas money to drive to and from Vegas. And, you know, West Hollywood, which is where I live, you know, it's one of the most taxed cities on earth. So, you know, yeah, but, you know, and I don't like the answer, well, if you can't afford to live there, move. It's like, why should I move? I work hard. I pay my taxes. I bust my ass doing comedy. I mean, you guys see me on here fucking around on a 1 hour live stream and then I hit end and, you know, he probably goes back to bed. I mean, sometimes I do. But, you know, I work incredibly hard and it's sometimes I don't see the payoff. Interesting, Justin. Very interesting. No, I don't. And it's not even the car I drive. It's like a gas guzzler. So, I mean, you know, food prices are high. Businesses are closing. I mean, I can't tell you how many for lease signs I see in businesses around me. Um, so, all right, guys, we got about 5 more. We'll go 6 more minutes to 1 hour and 5 minutes. So get your last minute questions in. And you know, politics right now is pro wrestling. You know, you listen to CNN, Republicans stink. You listen to Fox News, Democrats stink. There's truly not a channel that gives it to you down the middle. I mean, in West Hollywood, now, not that West Hollywood is a microcosm of California, but I would say if you drive down Santa Monica Boulevard, I'm going to use some local streets here, so sorry if, you know, I lose some of you on the local references, but from La Cienega to, say, Robertson on Santa Monica Boulevard, I would say 40% of the businesses have a for lease sign. Permaseal Finishing, $4.99. What the hell are you driving 91 octane, Earl? Can I ask? 91 octane is for speedboats. I drive a BMW X3. So it's hardly a gas guzzler, but you know, for me to drive to Vegas and back for the last road gig I had was I told the guy I need 200 in gas, and that's not even touching what I need to perform. And he paid me what I wanted, so I did it. But we don't do the ray gun right now, just Jenna. We're taking a little break from that. So, I mean, all presidents have. I mean, look at the Epstein files. You know, everyone wants to hone in on one party being there more than the other. You got pictures of Epstein and Trump at numerous parties, not on the island, but numerous parties. You got pictures of Clinton in a jacuzzi with Ghislaine Maxwell and some very young girl. So, you know, both parties were there. Both parties were in on the stink. ACDC, shit. 5 more minutes, guys. 5 more minutes. Hit the like and subscribe button if you have not done so already. How do we have 55 people in here and only 21 likes? Shit. Yeah, I mean, you got Steve Bannon at a meeting with Epstein. You've got Dershowitz involved in the emails. So, you know, both parties are in on the stink. So that's why I wish they would just unredact the files. And listen, who's ever there, go after them. I mean, we're talking about kids, for God's sakes. So I just don't understand. Well, Ghislaine Maxwell is oddly hot for me. Maybe it's because she's got money. Of course, I don't date girls who have money, but you know, I'm the breadwinner. Trust me on that one. And when girls break up with me, they go from Dan Tanis to Del Taco. Good luck with that, brothers. Well, he never went to the island, but it's not, you know, for someone who ACDC who never went to the island, he sure has mentioned a lot in those files. Now maybe he did nothing, but you know those pictures of them together, it's not a good look. The video where they're at the dance thing and they're kind of ogling over girls, not a good look. Not a good look for Clinton either. Bill Gates, not a good look. The email from Elon Musk, not a good look. Katie Couric say the lasagna was great, not a good look. So, you know, I just think Republican, Democrat, fuck it. If you were on that island, I hope we go after you with the full extent of the law. So, you know. Listen, my cousin was on his plane. You know, RFK Jr. was on his plane. I think they said he went elk hunting or something. So, you know, he should be looked into as well. You know, I don't think John Rambo was on the plane. So, you know, it's 2 more minutes, guys. It's been a fun stream, you know. I mean, yes, I'm a stand-up comic, but I also like the news. I'm a news junkie, so obviously I'm trying to get people to watch my stand-up clips. But when I just talk about stand-up and roast battle, I have 12 people in here, so I appreciate the extra support. And, well, you listen, you guys, let's all have political opinions in here. Just don't name-call each other. And, Opie was not on the plane, but you know, comics were on that plane. I just know how scummy comics are. I mean, stand-up comics are the horniest fucking species on planet Earth. So you know, comics were on, and probably mid-level comics. Yeah, I mean, Epstein Island. Welcome, my friends, to Fantasy Island. Yes, my cousin is RFK Jr. The relationship is his mom, Ethel, was my dad's sister. 1 more minute, kids. 1 more minute. One more time. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you to Permaseal Finishing and Andrew Jacobs for your financial tips. You know, a lot of people ask me, Earl, if we can't financially tip you, how can we help you? It's easy. Most of the ways you can help a streamer are free. You can hit the like button. You can hit the subscription button. You can just comment on the videos, or you can simply watch the videos. I just put out a new comedy short about an hour ago. That helps. and all that's free. I mean, yeah, I love when people tip me or whatever, but Permaseal Finishing $1.99. I know that BMW bad choice. Ray Gun. Ray Gun was okay for a time. Well, I mean, I'm just so scared, Permaseal, at what YouTube said I did, which I did not do, which probably would explain the only 24-hour ban. I've never heard of anyone getting unbanned in less than 24 hours. So I'm just trying to, you know, stay off of YouTube's radar, I guess. Yeah, you too, Don. I mean, good conversation. Um, no, listen, I don't mind. What up, pal? I don't mind trolls. I really don't. You know, uh, trolls to me are like hecklers at a comedy club. I don't mind hecklers. So, Permaseal Finishing, $4.99, some 91 octane money, baby. Permaseal Finishing, thank you very much. Your hatred of Chad was very financially beneficial to me, in full disclosure. You seem to have softened your stance on Chad a little bit, but I do appreciate you and your financial enumerations, or whatever you would like to call them. I guess I could play the ray gun. I just can't show you the ray gun. I don't really talk to my cousin, to be honest with you. The last time I saw my cousin, to be frank, was my parents died 2 months apart in 1998, and he was at both funerals. And I'm not a coward at all. It's just YouTube has very strange rules on showing certain items on your stream. And I know it's easy for you to call me a coward, but it's not your stream. So if you would like to show a weapon on your stream, by all means, go ahead, and your stream will be taken down within 2 minutes. You take the midnight subway train. You're calling all the shots. You strip of lightning. You're in love. You take the evening one-on-one. You're only living to have fun. That's the Rat song, You're in Love. Now, a lot of people ask me about the Earl sign. That is based on the Rat font. Permaseal Finishing, all Chad hate, welcome at this establishment. I have not talked to Chad in a while. Oh, actually, I was on MLC with him, about a week ago? It's all good, all good. This is a live that is, I like to keep it open form. I mean, we started out covering the Guthrie press conference, and we delved into a little bit of the Epstein talk, a little bit of the politics. Now you guys can go and, I don't know, watch Chad's stream, or, whatever stream. We'll go to 70 minutes. We'll go one and a half more minutes. I like to end on a nice, even, round number. Wax on, wax off. I have no idea what that means. I know it's a reference to Karate Kid. And as someone who's old enough to get the reference, I appreciate it. But round and round, great Rat. I mean, Rat had some bangers, man. They had they're way more than just round and round. Lay it down. Wanted Man. You Think You're Tough. Sweet Cheater. I mean, they've got some great tunes. I mean, if you want really the best Rat album, I don't think it's on Spotify yet for some reason, is their greatest hits album, 8191. It's not a bad song on the album. Even the kind of duet they did with Bon Jovi was a good song. I mean, that's probably the worst song on the album, and that's a good song. So, yeah, I mean, I wish the Epstein files were just open form. I mean, maybe cover up the victims' faces. and just go after the people who were there. I don't care what party they're at. I don't care what country they're from. You know, that picture of Andrew, Prince Andrew, yesterday they showed him hovering over a girl who looked like she was incapacitated. Fuck that guy. Go after him. But, you know, there's just, these people are protected, man. That's why you see some comics, you know comics were on this fucking plane and on the island, but they're protected. Earl Skakel over and out.